So we'll have to like.
I'll have to trust you.
Oh wow.
What's so weird about it?
The eyes, you see it?
I don't know, I thought it was like something that makes you hallucinate.
I told to her, look, it looks like the eyes keep following you. I think this is something to pretend, because if you put your hair like this, nobody's, I think it's to pretend, like, for example, if you're in a class, your eyes are open, but you are sleeping. So what is
I don't know, like, if people are always watching you, is Big Brother always watching you proactively? Or is it like he's in the background and nobody even knows?
I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I gotta say it's not your best look.
I feel that design is taken for granted and it's in the subtlety. So we came to the idea of, from my point of view, looking at parks because we're looking at sunlight, and we just wanted to narrow it down so parks made sense because it's a public space and people do spend a lot of time there instead of just walking by. And we thought about doing Bryant Park because of the tables and everything and the design of it, and we thought for a while that changing the design of the tables or the placement of things in the park would actually change the interaction of the people in the park, which we realized that now doesn't really work.
Well, I guess we went to parks because, I mean, it's just nice to be in a park and there's so much that it seems like we could do with it. And then, you know, we were like sleeping in parks. Well, nobody ever does that. It might seem a bit dangerous, although I've seen like loads of people sunbathing, but nobody really sleeps too much unless they're homeless. And then we couldn't. That didn't work out. It's just like it would be a big undertaking trying to make it like feel more comfortable to sleep. And then the sunglass idea has been a lot of fun, just going out and wearing them, having crazy people approach you. So I like how we're going now, especially, you know, it's like just a comment on self-security and how sunglasses make you feel more secure.
I feel like our product, whatever, it shows in the people's reactions because they're intrigued, but they don't know what to make of it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Raoul said.
So that's actually maybe we
But
can
no, but
perceive
then-
it to be a
but then we
good
can't-
thing.
But then we can't persuade them either way.
Well, I still think we're.
But you know,
I
you
think-
can pull it, you can shape it, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So if the others, let's say it's one thing and it's one thing only, and either people want it or don't want it or like it or don't like it. But with us, there's still room to shape, and it's so out there and strange that, I mean, people don't know what to make of it, and maybe that's a good thing in getting people's attention. Because when you look at something, when you understand it, might just turn around and walk away. But when you don't understand it, you want to understand it.
Right. Right.
How we hash things out in groups, it works out. Process journal is one process of it. I mean, we talked about already emails and texting. That's another part of it, and just getting together is another part. And the way journals worked out is it's something that a reference point for us to jump off of by looking back at what were we thinking at this time, and then looking back at it and oh yeah, we made this point, that point. More of an email and texting is communication as to like when we should meet, and that's a important thing as well. Okay, so basically throughout this entire process we were told to create a process journal. All of us have different sort of ways in which we take notes. I technically write everything down every minute of class as well as when I'm thinking, so my process journal is much more fuller than, let's say, my other group mates, because they don't use it sometimes for class, or even just when they're thinking. People usually have different ways of keeping track of what they're thinking. I think that's a great thing when we have different processes and our own different ways we keep information. I like it when it's written down, but you know, other people have other ways, and having that sort of dynamic of different ways, you know, it makes it even more fuller in the way we think about things and see things.
Yeah.
Now that it's all over and you can look back, is there anything that you think you would do differently?
We can't think on camera. We're like,
I know.
well, definitely time crunch wise, I would have had maintained a schedule that was a bit less hectic. What we should have done is planned out what days we weren't definitely available, like make a schedule of like we have classes these days, we work these days, and found a hole in it. Definitely met every time on that day, and had our work done. Not just way before class, but
I feel like the process, I'm glad that we went through that process, but if we had gone through that process a little bit faster and came to the conclusion of these glasses and had more time to work with these glasses, then we could accomplish
much
a bit
more. That's true.
Yeah.
Our meetings with Raoul were probably helped guide our project a lot because we were scattered to begin with, it felt like, and we didn't really know what direction. And even though he's like always questioning everything, it helped narrow everything down. And so it's like by the end we were like addicted to these meetings, it seemed like.
I'm Bashak.
I'm Suji. I'm Nicole.
And Emily.
And we're the Eyeglasses group.
Yay.